You absolutely cannot increase your rates during a pandemic. But as a personal trainer, you have to charge more. You have to learn to charge more, but before you can, you have to learn how to provide more value. You have to learn how to create more value for your client than you're charging. You have to be able to give them more. You have to be able to reduce the amount of money that they would need to spend, reduce the amount of time that they would need to invest. You're going to need to be sharp. You're going to need more skills than other trainers. And really, it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about setting yourself up to charge more in the future. You have to spend more. You have to hire a mentor. You have to hire a coach. You can't just learn the business. In my opinion, you have to learn how to heal and how to help and how to identify how to help the client become an expert in their body as fast as possible. You need to be able to communicate to them in such a way that they learn more about their body in the shortest amount of time than anywhere they could possibly go. Are you doing that now? These people are struggling. They're struggling. There's mental fog, there's noise, there's things that are constantly competing for their attention. I mean, right now more than ever, people are bored, they're burned out, they're tired. Your role, your job is to make this person an expert in their individual body. So what do you need to learn? You have to think 1 to 3 years ahead, usually 3 years ahead. You have to start to think about how can you possibly help this person to learn about their body as fast as possible. Are they having a symptom that's a system issue? Can you teach them about the system that's affecting their symptom? So not only can you clear it up, but you can make them move better. You need to help the other person maintain and be the hero in their journey. You can't take credit. You got to be on the side and realize that you're a guide that facilitates their learning and their understanding. Don't take credit for whatever they're discovering within themselves because that's your job. That's your role. And my question to you is, are you good enough? Are you good enough? If you want to charge more money, and I'm going to suggest that you be capable of doing it and that you rise to the challenge, it's going to require you to think about where you're spending your money. Think about where you're spending your time. Think about where you're spending your energy. Are you really spending hours designing a program for another person? Are you thinking about their body in the way that they really need someone to consider? And then you need to learn about how to shorten their ability to learn it by not giving them a bunch of useless random information that is really irrelevant. They don't care where you went to school. They don't care what certifications they had. They don't care about what books that you're reading. They care about how it relates to them, their problem, and what they're trying to achieve. That's why you got to keep the goals in the front of the mind. And you got to say, where is this person going? What's the next step for them? That's why you have to think about them and where they're growing and what are they growing into and where their struggles and their stretches are. You have to start to define for yourself a professional growth plan. You have to define what is the message of your business. What problems can you solve and what problems do you need extra study in order to help people solve? And then between you and I, you got to figure out how to not tell them a bunch of useless information that is just going to get in the way. You have to learn how to make them an expert in their body as fast as possible. And I'll tell you, one of the things that they need to know is not that the more weight they lift, the better. That doesn't enhance their quality of life, in my opinion. You need to figure out how to serve your people, but you have to serve them better. If you're going to charge more money, you have to provide more value than what you could charge. If you're going to charge $10 more, in my opinion, you should be providing $50 more in service and in quality. Where do you need to grow? You got to fight, struggle. It's worth it, but you got to get there.